Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's that time again.
I'm Susan.
And I'm Annie.
And this is Two Friends, One
One
Chat.
chat.
One learning chat. I feel like we're always learning, but I truly feel like the thing we're going to talk about today, like, I had not heard of until you shared it with me. And I freaking love learning new things.
This one's so exciting because I belong to a group, everyone knows now I'm in Ohio, and there's something called an Ohio Echo, which is a bunch of professionals that come together in different fields, hear information from de-identified cases to try to say, like, if I was the professional in this case, I would be looking for A, B, and C.
Right.
And it's a really, really cool program, especially when you're looking at, like, trying to hold systems accountable. And it is, from my perspective now, working in several different governments, I think Ohio Echo is particularly important because, and again, Ohio works on and this might be more information than our listeners care about, but it's fascinating. Functions on...
It's all background.
It's all background. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Functions on a county-based systems. So if you live in any other state besides California, some New York systems are done this way, and Ohio is definitely done this way. If you're in those three states, your systems like Job and Family Services or basically all your human services are done at a per county basis. There's huge advantages to that.
Oh, rather than like a state agency, it's county led. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Some of those advantages are you can make choices really quickly and get those choices to families very quickly.
Sure.
Another advantage is, like, you can say, actually, our county's so different from other counties. We're going to use these federal funds to help this part of our population.
Oh, I love this.
So there's huge advantages. There are also disadvantages, just like there are in any other systems. One of those could be maybe one county knows something and it's working so well, but there's not a super efficient way to bring that to other counties.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I am... so one of the things Ohio Echo does is they bring together all these professionals and they let anyone can come and listen because it's de-identified information. It's not, this is really just to learn what could be applied in scenarios as they apply to you.
So it kind of creates like a safe space to share the truth so that you really can learn from it or get some new ideas or whatever. Ooh, I love this.
It's so cool because you could have a kiddo with very, and what we've learned from serving youth that have involvement in multiple systems is that every kiddo is so unique.
Yes.
And every need base is so unique and it needs to be held with such care. And one of the cool things that Ohio Echo can do is be like, oh, hey, have you heard of this approach? It's new. Or have you heard of this provider? They serve this part of Ohio if that works for you. You know what I mean? Because you don't even know where the kiddo's from. And it is so fascinating. So I've learned a lot from these. But we get to talk today. Oh, and each Ohio Echo session starts with a didactic where you just get information on it. Could be anything. But for, I think it's 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour. So it's a really fast overview of like, hey, have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? And it's such a great way to keep professionals aware of what's happening around them because the more I grow up, the older I get, the more I realize in a good way, my lens gets so finite. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm getting so good at seeing the social work lens of things.
Yeah.
I don't think one of the things I learned, and I thought this was so great, they were talking about a kiddo who had returned home having these big struggles. And someone had this great thought. They were like, hey, tell me about the home they live in. And they're like, oh, it's this really cool old home, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, has anyone tested the home for mold?
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's such an awesome, because again, I'm looking at it through my social work lens. So I'm thinking like, we got to get trust-based relational intervention.
We got to talk about feelings.
We got to talk about feelings.
Trust, and relationships.
Yes. And then this nurse comes in and she's like, hey, screen for mold because like that can really exasperate, and these symptoms I'm hearing sound like that.
Yes.
Like, so it's things, like that just help you stay out of your tiny finite lens, which again, your lens is good. Yeah. And the panel there needs your lens, right? So it's just as applicable for me to be like, make sure you're doing the right trauma approach. And you're not just saying it's a trauma-informed approach. That's my new pet peeve.
Oh, we've gone too far into trauma.
Oh, no,
not too far?
We aren't, it's the same thing of like self-care where you're like, we use a trauma-informed approach. What does that mean?
What does that mean to you? Yeah. Yes.
Tell me exactly how that works and looks for you, and how you're teaching that to your, like those who work for you that are also now quote unquote trauma-informed. So anyway, guys, I mean, so far, so fast.
It's exactly what we've been talking about for 3+ seasons now, right? It's tools in your tool belt.
Yeah.
And you can never have too many.
That's right.
Because you need different ones for different things. So the more you learn, the more tools you put in, the better job you're going to do for you and what we're talking about, but then also just as people, the better mental health we have and the better perspective we can have on life and other people and all of that. Yeah. Because we have the tools to handle the situations.
Yeah.
You can't just stick a hammer in your belt and live life. Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah. You will end up hurting a lot of people if you only have a hammer.
And you.
And you'll be hurting them trying to help them. I think that's such an interesting concept.
100%. 100%.
I love this. More I think about it too, and the older I get, you know how like I joke about having a tool bandolier, right? And like what I love about that concept is like, if you're familiar with Rambo, he's got one, it's like a crisscross, so he's got like two bandoliers.
Yes.
Like the more I think about it, maybe I'm a little more like Fast and the Furious, where like they've got their whole garage of tools. Because if I think about it, I have like the older I get, the more tools I acquire, and it's so great. Like, because I can really feel myself connecting with these tools, which does so beautifully bring us to the topic today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is it?
So this is one of the didactics I was sitting in. And it's about introspective awareness. I had not heard this term before. Actually, that's not true. I'd heard the term introspective awareness similarly thrown around, like I had heard like trauma-informed care, like it was really more in just like a recommendation standpoint, where it was like, how's the youth's introspective awareness? Like, how are they aware if they're hungry? Like, could they articulate that to themselves? I was like, okay. I'm kind of getting this. Then we did a didactic on it, and my mind was like, wow, this is incredible. This is great information. Because what it starts with is your 5 external senses, which are, you can see, hear, touch, taste, smell.
Yes. Good job.
Those are, I know. Sometimes I can't believe that I can just list those off, but I can. What a gift. But research came out in the 2000s, which is probably why a lot of people have not like heard about it.
Right.
That there are 3 other senses. So we actually have a total of 8 senses.
Wait, what?
Yes. The 3 others are internal. So when we're saying introspective awareness, it's like how familiar familiar are you with your 3 internal senses? Your face. You guys, if you're just listening, your face is exactly how I felt when I was listening to this. I was like, what? Like, sure, I'm familiar basically with hanger.
Mind blown in the best way possible. I love this.
I know. So we're going to go through the 3 internal senses, and we're just going to talk about them and see what our familiarity level is with each one.
I love this.
I know. I'm super excited. We'll start
because maybe I have introspective awareness and I don't even know it. Is that possible?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's 100%. 100%. And I think one of the other things I learned is I was like, oh, I'm aware of that, but I've not put weight or value to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We undervalue those internal concepts, I think, quite a bit. Okay, but we'll start with the first one. We're going to start with the first one. Technically, it's not the first one listed, but I think it'll help people bridge the gap between like the physical and the internal. And that's your vestibular system.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to read you what that is.
That's I've heard
the
of.
thing located in your inner ear. This sense provides information about balance, space orientation, and movement, speed, and direction. It tells you which way is up and helps you remain stable when walking or running.
Okay. I have vestibular migraines, so this all sounds very familiar.
When you get vestibular migraines, do you get like super dizzy?
Yeah. So it's vertigo plus a migraine. But it's not true vertigo. It's my understanding it's not the true like crystals in your ear that are moving around like true vertigo is. It's a migraine, but freaking so dizzy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I think my dad had some kind of infection in his inner ear. Which caused exactly what you think. Like he couldn't, it was just like you literally can't tell what's up and what's down and what's, and I've had like, I don't think it was vertigo, but I've had one time where there was something wrong with my inner ear. And I think it was to do with like a bad cold.
Yeah.
And I got really dizzy and I was like, what is happening? Like I just got on the floor and laid down. I was like, I don't know.
Yep.
Why is it still moving? So I can't imagine that combined with a headache. That sounds awful.
Yeah. They're awful.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
How do they treat that? Vestibular?
There's I have a whole little zip bag of migraine medications because there's so many different kinds. I forget what the name of the pill is. It's a migraine pill.
Okay.
But it only works sometimes. And like one time it was so bad I had it for like over a month. So we had to do like 2 weeks of steroids for it to even calm down. It was rough. It's bad.
Dude.
Lots of Zofran so you don't puke everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so vestibular sounds very... That part I get.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people, like, will kind of be able to make that tangible connection, right? Because they're like, oh yeah. A lot of us have heard of the inner ear. I don't think we've maybe connected that that's an entire sense, but it does make sense, right? Like,
sure.
You can't really walk around unless, like, you have this concept of
where you are.
Giving you information. That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, 100%.
Just like touch, taste. Okay, this one is the next one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Proprioception. Have you heard of
Literally never heard of it. Never
okay, don't
heard
worry.
of it.
We're going to get into it.
Okay.
Proprioception. This is the sense of your body's position in space and the effort being used by your muscles and joints. It allows you to touch your nose with your eyes. Touch your nose with your eyes closed.
Oh!
Or know how much pressure to use when writing without looking. So it's this concept of like, I think we have probably attributed this mostly to sight prior, but you can do lots of things, like
100%.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Okay, you ready? Ready for the? Well,
Whoa.
should we explore this one a little bit?
I'm still just like, yeah, I'm still just like soaking that in.
Can you do it? Can you close your eyes and touch your nose?
And of course, unless you're drunk, right? That's one of the drunk tests,
That's what I was
right?
going to say. That's it's one of those senses that's off when you're tater tot.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite word for being tossed.
And I mean, that is like, I know that's a lot of, because I've had so many migraines and seen so many neurologists, that's one of the tests that they are always having you do. Is like, yeah.
Which makes sense, right? Because they're checking to see if that sensory, if that's working for you. Like,
yeah.
Because I think there's some degenerative muscle things that will spike that, like where you won't be able to use it, not just being wasted, but like, and so they're testing for that. It's interesting that we don't really learn about that as kids, that this is part of your senses, is this ability to kind of, anyway.
Wow.
And then the next one, this one's my favorite one. Introception. So this is that third one.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it? You ready?
No. Yes. Yes.
This is the ability to sense signals from your internal organs, such as...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Of course.
Such as feeling hungry, thirsty, hot, noticing your heartbeat, or needing to use the toilet. It is considered vital for emotional regulation and well-being. Has anyone ever told you or taught you?
No! I mean, you hear all the time, like, yeah, are you hungry? And you realize that that's like a sensation you can feel, but I don't think you ever, like, fully put that together. Oh, my goodness.
I think what's interesting, too, and one of the things that we kind of focused on in the didactic is that we all have these three systems. That is a part of your human being existence. How you interpret those are completely different. Also, if you add neurodivergence or trauma to the experience of the person defining these, they can become vastly different. I think what we didn't dive into, but I think would be worthwhile conversation, is what part neglect plays in these as well.
Oh,
yeah, sure. Because what happens to you? This is a great question. Susan, how do you know you're hungry?
How do I know I'm hungry?
Mm-hmm. How do you know you're hungry?
Like when your tummy starts growling, maybe?
Does your tummy, like for you, like does your tummy growl when you're hungry?
Does it? Or is that just something that like...
Mine doesn't. I've not experienced that before. But I get that from like cartoons. I've seen that in like...
I'm trying to think... Well, because I'm currently sitting at my desk, so I'm like thinking, okay, how do I know when I want to go eat lunch or when I should? And usually it turns into, like, I can't focus or I'm not making good decisions. And I'm like, or like I'm about to start a thing and I'm like, I need to eat before I start this thing or I'm not going to be able to like... I think in your head you think... Your tummy growls, that means you're hungry and you go eat, but you're right, I don't think that's actually true. Well, it's usually, I feel like I've hit a wall, and it's like, I think eating will help me get back on track for work.
I think you and I have a very similar concept because, and I know some people experience like hanger, like my siblings, both of them, like, it's like, they get snippy, like, it's observable, right? I am like you. My focus, my ability to pay attention or focus or even to like not disassociate out the window. And I have only realized that like later in life. You know what I mean? Like, but I'll get all like lose stuff. I won't be able to produce at work. Like, so I'm very similar to you. It is just like it's like if someone took my ability to focus and just like melted it away.
Yeah.
If I don't get food and just good luck trying to get anything out of me. I'm somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
But to your point, I think people do actually have their stomach growl. Like, I don't think that that's an abnormal experience.
Okay.
It's just not mine. Like,
interesting.
right? And to that point, a lot of times, like with hydration, I've realized I do not have a good concept of knowing when I'm dehydrated. Like, that is not something.
Until it's like way too far, it feels
until
like.
my lips are chapped. And that's an external. Like, that's not me listening to my internal organs. That's me visually checking in. So I think this was something, and I know the curriculums we grew up with. We were not taught to be, but it's really cool to see my nephews. They are really being taught to pay attention to their bodies and to like, what is your body feeling right now? What do you need? And I think they will have much more, they'll be farther ahead in the game of introspective awareness than me, for sure.
Sure.
Definitely, for sure.
Well, I'm assuming like that's why this can be like, I mean, it's always cool to like learn something, and this is cool. But then I'm like, okay, how do I use this? Yeah. And I'm assuming the better we get at reading those internal senses, the better care we can take of ourselves and catch things before they've snowballed into.
Yeah.
Because I wonder, you talk about hangry, and is that because we didn't listen 2 hours earlier? That now, a sense that I maybe had 2 hours earlier, if I would have taken care of it, I wouldn't be at this angry point now.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yep.
It's starting to, okay, the wheels are turning.
Yes. And if you think about this in this like total hashtag throwback, right? If 80% of our brain is working to keep us in relationship,
right.
I think a lot of this 20% are these senses running in the background. They're constantly telling us what to do. If we don't pay attention to those, we will do things that will damage that ability to stay in relationship, which we know for us is life or death. Like,
yes.
Oh, you guys, relationship is so pivotal to our survival. And so these are the kind of things, like the more introspectively aware you are of yourself and where you are, I think the easier it becomes to be in relationship with other people, something that we need to survive. So it's like you have a higher rate of survival. That's what I want. I really hope our listeners understand is like social work, the concept of mental health is so important. This is what keeps us alive as a species. So the more tools we can build in, the stronger we become to be able to like be in relationship with each other. It's such a huge deal. Like, and it's so funny, like historically how people have, I just think of all the philosophers I've read, and I have read a lot of them, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna say it. Let's just stop giving men the microphone. Like, do you know what I mean? Now, there is actually, and there is like in history, you just gotta have to look really hard because there were women talking about philosophy, and it was so different. A lot of them just got squished because, like, you know, like their work destroyed, things like that.
Yeah.
So the predominance of philosophy that you study when you're in college is almost all just dudes that you're like, we could just do without this concept. And so much of it, there's some cool postmodern stuff that comes out where they really start talking about relationship. And I'm a fan of a couple different philosophers. But so much of it is just ignoring this concept that relationship is everything. And it's, you know, instead it just wants to splice out like, well, if you do a good deed, is it even a good deed? Who cares? Okay.
What?
Nobody cares. Go have a good relationship with your neighbor. Not to oversimplify it, but like, calm down, you know? Like,
yeah.
I'm very soapboxy today, but I like it.
I love this. I love this so much. And it's thinking about back to like the vestibular one, like it makes me think of like, even when you're in like physical therapy, I'm always surprised at like how much balance stuff they make you do.
Interesting.
I don't know how much PT you've done, but
Well,
like
it's
there
I'm
is there's so much balance work plus like and then let's strengthen that muscle to get you back to where you were. But I was like, why are you having me like stand on one leg and like what? I don't understand what we're doing here. But I do wonder if it's without even knowing or maybe knowing because I'm not a physical therapist. Is part of it this? Is part of it getting yourself kind of centered back to that finding your body in space before we move out to then work on something like let's get you centered, almost like, and you know I hate meditation, but almost like a meditation centering activity but physically for your body. Let's get your mind centered where it knows where it is in space and gravity, then we can work on getting it stronger. And I could be making that up, and if a PT listens to this, let us know if that has anything to do with it. But it feels, now hearing you talk about this, it just feels like that's what they're doing. It's like trying to center my body.
I love this. And I love this especially because I just had my first session of physical therapy I have, my little bulging disc and little smushed on top. And first of all, shout out to my physical therapist. It was incredible. But we didn't do any balancing activities. I mean, but I'm wondering if it's because of your history of vestibular migraines. So they probably have to like double check that to be like, how are her senses bringing in this input and things like that.
Yeah. So, could be.
But we should have a physical therapist on here sometime because one, I left with the most hopeful feeling that I could get better. And which again, hashtag throwback to our last episode where the guy that did my nerve test was like, his basic conclusion was like, there's not a lot to do. Like, he's like, there's not a lot we can do about this. Then I go to physical therapy and she's like, oh yeah, your disc is just because we did the MRI so we can get a much more accurate description of what's happening. She's like, she described it like a jelly donut, which is a little gross. And it had just like, basically, there's soft tissue. It's just like smushed out. She's like, it's not broken. Yeah. It's just like, so we can slide it back in with exercises.
Ooh.
And I was like, I could get better? Like, this is such a great, what? But that is interesting because we didn't do any balancing exercises. We did some basic stretches. She was like, where do you feel pain? And then she like poked my back a little bit. And it's just it's the same little section of back that's always hurt. Like, it's just like really easy. I'm like, nailed it. No, you're on it. You got it. You're touching it. But she was also like, she had and I think this is more of an attribute to her as a practitioner. She had a very great warmth and professionalism, and she had a natural rapport. Like we were chatting, not just about back stuff, but she was taking in a lot of information and counted everything I said as very valid. And I gotta tell you, it was such a hopeful experience.
Yay!
And I know I've said before that I have not done the exercises that a PT has sent me home with, but I'm actually doing them. Yeah.
Nice job.
I am excited that I could maybe get better. So.
Yay!
Yeah. Anyway, this is very interesting. I'm wonder
excited.
If in the future we could have a PT on and like just ask him questions.
Yeah.
It'd be so fun.
How much do they go into this sort of stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, like what is like this level of introspective awareness more at the core of what they do?
Right. I don't know.
Which is why it's so interesting to do these kind of didactics where you've got all these multiple systems. And the lady who did the didactic is a occupational therapist, I believe.
I knew it. Freaking knew it.
I know.
Freaking knew it.
Susan, I have so many. It's great. I have so many more questions. But I will say, from our social work mental health lens.
Yes.
these three systems are particularly the interoception piece.
Yeah.
Because what it comes down to is also when you are having an emotional response, your internal body is feeling and telling you something, right? That's why you're having it.
Right.
So that interoception isn't just like, I'm hungry. It's also, I'm angry. I'm tired.
Yes.
Like,
I'm scared.
yes.
Yeah.
Can your body tell that? Because those three emotions have like so much in common, right? Like scared, tired, angry.
Yeah.
And so like if you don't have interoceptive awareness, you will mistake tired for angry.
Yeah.
And you'll start being mad at everything around you, which isn't good for a relationship, when really you just need to go to bed. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just tired.
Okay, this hashtag throwbacks to, I forget which one we talked about, where I've heard it before, the HALT theory. The hungry, angry, lonely, tired. This is what this is. And I didn't know it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
I think you're right. I think HALT is
or
like
a piece of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, it's like I feel like HALT is a great tool to lead into a deep dive into introspective awareness.
Yes.
Because are you hungry, angry,
lonely and tired?
Tired. Yeah. I love that.
But that's like a quick tool to figure out what's actually going on so you can, like you said, deeper dive into this. What is my body trying to tell me?
If people are just starting to listen now, will you do a quick explain of HALT?
Oh, yeah. And I don't even remember where I heard HALT, but I think it was probably more like youth-based when you're working with kids. And, like, there's, kids are kids, and they get upset, and you're trying to, like, figure out, like, what is wrong?
Yeah.
And just the thought of, like, instead of, like, amping up with someone that's not able to regulate, like, stop, halt, right? Let's take a second and figure out which one of these is going on. Like, what do you need before then we can move on and actually problem solve whatever the thing is, right? Yeah. You say you're hangry. Well, you're angry because you're hungry. If we would just feed you, then we could move on to the next thing. Yeah. So when you're feeling kind of unregulated, stop, halt, and decide, am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Which one of these things do I need to focus on and fix so that I can move on instead of just being in a bad mood or just freaking out? Or I think you think often of like road rage sometimes, you know what I mean? I want to be like, you can't be that angry they're tailgating you. Like, do you need a Snickers bar?
Yeah.
Did you need to go take a nap? Like, what's missing in your life that's making you that upset about something that you shouldn't be?
Yeah.
And you're probably lonely because you're a butthead. No one wants to hang out with you.
For sure you're lonely. For sure. There's no question. And you are a butthead. And also, if you are in the dating world right now and you're hearing this, and your partner has road rage, get out. Like, I can't. That is like one of the number one red flags for domestic violence. That is someone who they have no introspective awareness. And they're going to externalize every ounce of that on you if they can't behave while driving. Plus, they're taking your life into their hands, and that is so inappropriate. So if you're young or you're old and you're listening to this and you're hearing this for the first time, please be safe and get out. That's not the partner for you. Like, I can say that with such a clean conscience. Like,
ain't that the truth? Yeah. And if you have road rage, fix yourself. It's time for some therapy.
It is time for some therapy.
It's not okay.
For some introspective awareness, because that's the other thing is, I think when people don't pay attention to introspective awareness, two things can happen. You can get lost in your own mind and start to internalize, right? Or you can get lost in your own mind and start to externalize. Right. And that both of those, you are no longer in control of yourself.
Right.
And both are so dangerous. So dangerous. A lot of times, people, if you're going to just take it all in, you're going to struggle with self-harm. You're going to detach from others. You're going to isolate, right? And then externalizing behaviors, we see that a lot in domestic violence. We see that in just not even just classic DV, but like interpersonal violence. We see that as a parent yelling at their kid on a lighter level. We see that as introspective awareness has this concept to balance you. You're not gonna like this, Susan.
Okay.
I'm sorry. One of the tools to grow your introspective awareness is mindfulness. And meditation. I'm sorry. The research says what it says. I'm so sorry.
God damn mindfulness.
Okay, but I did have this revelation, and it was really brought on by kind of, you were talking about, I really just think about the things you say. Like, I don't like mindfulness. I don't like this concept of like, sitting here, but what if mindfulness, because also, to your point, I've sat on a lot of group calls or been in conferences where they're like, we're going to practice mindfulness together. And it's this real awkward concept of you're like practicing mindfulness in an uncomfortable seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can do group work mindfulness. And I have a practice.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're going to jump into it. So we're going to do a little mindfulness practice made up by yours truly.
Okay.
That can be done in a group. So the whole concept is we're just going to do like fun group mindfulness because #throwback, we know that our mind, our imagination can't really tell the difference. So if we're thinking about good things, you are going to feel like you're in the presence of good things. It's kind of magical.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It's super magical. So let's take a positive emotion. How about, we'll say relaxation, right? That's what we're going for.
Okay.
Susan,
yeah.
From your perspective, what does relaxation taste like?
What does it taste like?
Yeah, it's kind of abstract. We just kind of think.
Tastes like red wine?
Oh,
is that the wrong answer?
That.
Is that the wrong answer?
Oh, no. But like, what kind of red wine? Are you going like a blend, a cab, Zen?
Ooh, true relaxation, I would probably say is a blend.
Yes.
Because I can just, it doesn't feel like I have to be fancy about a blend and like enjoy each note and try to hit the right thing and pair it with the right thing. I just want a blend that I can just have at the end of the day. Tastes good. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm there.
I love that. I am too. I can like taste it and it tastes wonderful. What does relaxation look like? Like if you could give relaxation a look.
An outfit that it's wearing or a place that I'm at?
Whatever comes to mind.
I'm at home.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the recliner and there's a fire going.
Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Can you give it a texture? What does relaxation feel like?
Oh, like a fuzzy fleece blanket.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm with you. 100%. There's a certain kind of fleece. I have a very long conversation about this. That's too squeaky if you touch it wrong.
Yeah.
So but then there's the kind that's a little more like almost faux fur.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
It's that one, but not over my feet because I'm a little too hot, but I still need that fuzzy blanket, so I gotta pop my feet out. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I
identify with that so much. I always sleep with my feet uncovered. 100%. So that is the concept of mindfulness, because it's like you just think of something and it's per person and then they share it from their perspective. The small risk is that you risk someone saying something that's super not relaxing to the other person. Oh, I see what you're saying. And trauma can play a part in that. Trauma's going to play a part in any group activity, though. So you always have to preface, like, if you're going to do this activity as like a warm up to a meeting or something, that people never have to participate. Don't ever force people to do mindfulness. It's a bad plan. And that if it sparks anything, people can take a break and do what they need to do to care for themselves. This percentage is low, but it could happen. But basically, that's it.
It's that, like, it's the type of mindfulness I'm okay with. It's what I call active mindfulness, because it doesn't feel like I have to quiet my brain, which is where I don't like to go. That doesn't feel safe to me, but it's focusing it in a positive direction.
Yes.
Now I definitely feel relaxed.
I also wish I was in the recliner. Yep. I wish I was in the recliner. But you can also say, like, what does joyfulness taste like?
Right.
You know, like, and so it's really just helping people find that positive emotional space, and they're drawing on their experience, and then they're sharing it with the group, which is wonderful and sweet. And I think it's going to work really well. I haven't tried it in a large group setting. This is my first experiment with it, but I think it'd be really fun and active. Just like you said, like this active mindfulness, like we're and little things like that can help people draw awareness into themselves. Like, you know, like, wait, what did it feel like when I was joyful? It felt like those concepts. So we can dive a little more into next episode into kind of the concepts of what happens when those are misaligned, or when not even they're misaligned, just an atypical developed brain is going to take all that input in really differently.
Yeah.
So and how difficult that makes relationships, right? For that person that's like atypical. And I think that's definitely worth talking about. And but that's
100%.
Yeah, it's introspective awareness. That's like the very bottom level. We just talked about our 3 inside senses.
And it's stuff we all have and do. We just don't even know it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. That's exactly right. It's part of the human experience is having those.
Is having these things.
Yeah.
And if we can get better at listening and understanding those, we can be better, happier people.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can be so much kinder to ourselves.
Yes.
To like,
yes.
And I think for this, again, my social work lens is like, I think when we looked at like the hierarchy of needs, you know, that concept of like, do you have shelter? Do you have food? Do you have, and a person's inability to really function, outside of that's kind of like a level up system. I think about that a lot when we look at introspective awareness, because if you are hungry, your brain cannot function. So this is, like, you know, so I just think this further proves the point that people need their basic needs met to survive. Yeah. Which is wild that I have to explain that. But like, taking food away does not motivate people. It only dysregulates them further. Like, right. And that's what science says. And that's what lots and lots of science says. Like, I don't know how else to frame that.
Science is real.
Turns out it's super real.
Surprise.
Who is surprised by that? We're taking a lot of steps backwards in this time right now of belief and understanding that science is real. But here we are.
But it is.
Hey, job security for you and I.
Okay, so. All right.
I love that. But that is our intro level to introspective awareness. Something that really has kind of rocked my world a little bit.
Yeah.
In a good way. Like, I was so thankful for this didactic because it led to a real dive into understanding. There's some really great research out there. It hasn't been around a long time. That's why,
right.
We're just really starting to like pour into and pay attention to.
In the world of research, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like new. It's brand new. I think it's 25-ish years old, which is like not that old. Like, yeah. So yeah, I think there's more to come, and I think it will certainly help we'll have a lot of throwback episodes, I think, or throwback mentions to this episode because it's so intertwined, just like with the halt thing. I think if we took this concept and applied to our previous episodes, I think we would see trends and understanding of this tie-in. That it's so
for sure.
To know this about yourself. Yep.
Yes.
So important. And if you're listening and you have any exercises that you have done to build your introspective awareness that have worked for you, we'd love to spread that around. Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Or if you just have questions about introspective awareness or anything we talked about today, please reach out. 2friends.onechat@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or 2friends1chat.com is our website. And you can you can reach out to us there too. There's plenty of ways to do that. But we'd love to hear from you.
Facebook, Instagram, either of those. Facebook. You can message us on those.
Facebook, Instagram. You can message us on YouTube too. YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And soon the videos will be up. YouTube for some reason doesn't think I own this account.
Oh.
And so I've got to explain to YouTube that it is in fact me, and I would like to post videos. So we're working through it. We're just having a little issue. But you can see the messages, and I can check the messages. So you can
I'm sorry, but I don't understand how platforms like YouTube and Facebook won't let me post things that are me, but you let so many hackers in.
I don't know, man.
I don't understand.
I honestly have no idea. And it is, but that's why I'm here. I'm learning it and making tech my friend. So far, this is a shout out to Riverside. This is our recording platform. Has been lovely to work with. So
we love it. Yay.
Yeah. We'll make it work. It's going to work.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Determined. But thank you for listening, and this was just a fun episode, and I hope you're as excited about introspective awareness as I am.
100%. I love it. Yes. New tool in the tool belt.
Sticking that tool in the tool belt. A fun thing to explore about myself, too, because I'm going to be really paying attention to different cues, really investigating.
Yes.
How do I know? I should, reading my, I need to be knowing if I'm thirsty. I need to, not let my hunger get to the point where I'm like, why can't I read this? Because that'll happen.
Right.
I'm like,
why can't?
The words are all scrambled.
Well, then I think that just goes, and I know we were about to close, sorry, but now I'm thinking, I think that just goes to show us, then, also how, crazy society is that we, set scheduled times for everything and then expect. I just think of, poor kids in school and, if we want to teach them to listen to their signs, but then it's well, sorry, your lunch is at 10:40 because that's the schedule we have at this school.
Oh
and I'm not bashing schools.
No.
By
they're
no
doing
means.
the best they can.
100%.
Sure they're doing the best. Yeah.
It's just starting to be how. Of course, some kids are gonna struggle.
That's right.
Because they're not gonna have. Society's not gonna fit their needs necessarily, and that makes me a little bit sad.
Oh man, to your point,
because I'm an adult, I can learn my signs and go eat my lunch whenever I want to eat my lunch.
That's right. Yeah.
And some people can't, and that makes me sad.
My friend's kiddo is going from he's been in a Montessori school his whole life, and now he's going to public school, and the things that he has come home, and this one really struck me. He came home and he looked at his mom and he was like, this is really weird, but I have to ask to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that makes total sense, because in his Montessori school, he just went potty when his body, he learned how to listen to his body, and then he would go potty when it's time to go potty. So to him, and it makes sense, but I mean, I grew up, you always had to ask to go potty.
100%.
Hall pass, you got to do your thing. This concept of you shouldn't have to ask someone to go to the bathroom makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
It was just, there was a lot of things, and I know that a lot of schools are designed where they couldn't do that, right? Because they need to have track of children. So again,
yes,
recognizing schools are absolutely doing above and beyond what they have access to.
100%.
Schools. This
100%.
is not a diss on schools. I think his Montessori school was designed where there was a bathroom attached to the classroom. So the teacher could see if someone went, so there was no like, we're going to lose a child. But he doesn't know that. Like, he doesn't understand building conceptualization.
Right.
He was just like, this is super weird that my body's telling me I have to go potty. And now I have to ask someone who's not in my body to tell me I can or cannot go potty. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's, again, some of this younger generation is just going to have way better introspective awareness. Yeah. Like, that's huge. Like,
Well, like, even as adults, you think of, like, I think of those poor night owls, and it's like, the world's not set, like, we say everything opens at 8 a.m. and closes at 5, but it's like, what if that's not what my body needs or does?
That's right.
Like, yeah, it's just so interesting.
Oh, man. We'll take a deeper dive into this, because there's so much connected to, like, this concept of, like, people that are obsessed with, like, an authoritarian figure and, like, their level of introspective awareness and concepts like that.
Yep.
But we will get into it, and we will hashtag throwback to this episode a lot. So I think this is a good one for people to listen to get some base knowledge.
Yeah.
Because this is going to come up a lot. And it benefits not just you, but the people around you, the youth of this. Like, there's no age where this is not applicable. Like,
right.
So, but I'm so
listen to your body, listener. Listen to our podcast, and then listen to your body.
Mm-hmm. I would say maybe switch those, but I love the hubris behind it.
But they don't know to listen to their body till they've listened to us. Tell them to listen to their body. Once they know, then of course listen to your body first.
That's a good point. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Listen to the podcast, get instructions, then do it. I love that. Oh my gosh. It's great. It's wonderful. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. It's truly an honor. And I really hope, again, this is some kind of tool in your tool belt. And if you've been really building your tools, that maybe you're like moving up to like a tool shed, Like, yeah. Super nice, organized tool shed.
It's season 4. You better have a pegboard on a wall somewhere for all your tools. They're not going to fit in your cart anymore. Doesn't have to be a whole shed, but there better be a wall somewhere in your house with the pegboard with all these tools.
Oh, it's so awesome. All right, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your time, and thank you.
Yes. We love you. Bye.
We love you. We'll talk soon. Bye.